Are you streaming the fan plate?
Yeah. I usually say an Adele. Sure. Not quite, but sure. I have done section takeoffs, but maybe not to your specific standard. So, yeah. Yep. Yep. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yep. Yep. Got it. Capture. Yep. Yep. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm not a what do they call them? The formation. Uh, I can't think of the name of them. Just like a formation flying group. I don't do that, but yeah. But yeah, I've flown around with people before. Yep. Yeah. Yep. 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 Nope. I think you need to kick the map as well. I think. Oh no, never mind. I think it's good. I think yeah. Okay. Just off YouTube. Yep, basically. Yep.
Has not been working this entire time. Wow, for anyone who was watching the stream, you didn't hear anything from me. I apologize. So we are about to start our flight then. That's not good.
Well, good thing the slides cover most of it, right?
Yeah, except for they have no idea what I was talking about. How did I mute that? Oh well. That means there's no intro or nothing. It happens.
It happens.
Okay, so we're going to grab jets down at Ryak. Oh, you already got it. Perfect. Have you ever used sequence in the jet before on the HSI page?
Yeah.
So if you go into your jet, which we are at the wrong... This is not the airbase. Yeah, we need to be at Ryak. If you go into the jet and you click sequence, you're going to see 4 waypoints that are around the actual airbase. Don't worry about any of those. We're only going to be working with waypoint 6 today.
Sure.
And then all you need to do, because these are hot starts and it always throws me off, I have to remember, all you got to do is turn on your data link.
Got it.
And then I can see you on SA page. There you are.
Roll left, roll left.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, let me double check my jet's good. Yep. We'll go ahead and roll out and you can follow me.
Yep, sounds good.
And if anyone's watching have questions, I'll try to answer as I can. But my job is to pay attention to this flight and work with this candidate. Okay, radio check, one on the right. Can you hear me on the radio?
Good check.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself in Discord. Okay, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to take the left side of the runway. I want you to take the right side. We're basically going to split it in half. And then just line up on that side and put the missile tip to that star and stripe. And then we'll be good to go.
2.
Alright, so I'm just going to say, well actually let's set bingo to 4,000.
Set.
Okay, one is ready. Flight, go ahead and run them up. One is set. Let me know when you're at 80% RPM.
Set.
One rolling.
Two rolling. Two wheels up.
Alright guys, we'll catch you later. Heading out. See ya.
Do you have visual on me?
Yep.
Okay, so one of the things we end up doing is changing radios quite a bit because we use real controllers and when we're dealing with different things. So the way I would say it, and you don't have to do it right this second, but I would say flight push, and then I would say the channel number, and then left or right. Left is COM 1, right is COM 2. So in this case, flight push 6 left.
I have a double bind and it's skipping. So I'm on 6 left, that's 250.
That's correct. Okay, go to cruise. So that's just wingtip to nose. And it can be 100 to 1,000 feet up. And we're going to push up to Milpow. That's a little far. You want to be, again, my wingtip to nose, kind of more behind me, and then just go for what feels like 200 feet or something. And that's kind of hard to exactly know. But the reason is if there was a 3, they have to fly double the distance that you have from me to you so that they can have the freedom of movement left and right as well.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Alright. Do you understand the term fence in?
Yep.
Alright, flight fence in.
Set.
And what's your fuel state?
10.9.
Okay, we're going to level off, and then we're going to turn into the range here. Why don't you go ahead and capture waypoint 6. Or, sorry, contact waypoint 6.
Looking.
So you should just be able to go to waypoint 6 and then just click waypoint designate.
Yeah, I'm masked.
Oh, yeah, certainly. So if you haven't yet, this is also a good time to go ahead and set your weapons up. And I forgot to give you your laser code, which is my error, so use laser code 1712.
1712.
And you want to still be a little bit closer there.
Yeah, I looked down.
It's okay. Flying, if you're not used to doing it, it takes a little bit more pilot resources, and just some time to get used to. I'm just mentioning it to you for good habit reasons.
Yeah. Alright, capture on waypoint 6.
It's contact, sorry, not capture.
Contact.
Yeah, I messed it up when I said it first. So, just want to be very specific on that language. Okay, so in your targeting pod, you want to do sensor control in the direction of the targeting pod to get the diamond up in the right-hand corner. And then you want to hit TDC depress. And then you want to hit that diamond again, sensor control in the direction again until you get scene mode, which looks like a staple above and below.
Yeah, I got it.
That helps undo some issues with DCS if you were to slew off of that and change the mode to like auto or something. It'll slew back to waypoint 6 as opposed to change the mode, and that's just a little weird DCS thing.
Got it.
Alright, we're 25 miles to that waypoint. At 18 miles, I want you to take Angels 21.
Copy.
And what we're going to do is I'm going to fly us over to the right of this a little bit, and we're going to do a left-hand circle. We want to keep our left shoulder at the waypoint, and we want to be about 6 to 8 miles away from that target. This is called being in the overhead, and all we're trying to do is fly a pattern where we are vertically deconflicted, so I'll be at 22,000, you'll be at 21, and then what's going to happen is we'll have constant sensors on so we can talk about what we're doing really easy.
Copy.
Looks like you started your descent.
Yep, set.
Okay, so let me know when you're established. And then I'm going to slow us down. We're going to go to the FPass page, and for me it shows endurance as 0.55, so I'm going to slow us down to that, or at least me. You don't have to stay up with me on the SA page. You can be in your own circle free. Just stay 6 to 8 miles around the airport, that's all.
Got that.
And then when you're established at your endurance Mach, what I do is I use altitude control and I use auto throttle, and then all I have to do is just kind of make about a 25 to 35 degree bank adjusting in a left-hand circle, and it just makes my life really easy when I'm looking at things in the targeting pod and I'm kind of heads down, right? I'm using as much of the autopilot features as I can.
Yep.
Alright, 1 is established.
2.
Okay, if you have visual on waypoint 6, I want you to go north on waypoint 6 until you see a taxiway.
Contact.
I want you to go west on waypoint, on that taxiway, until just north of it you see a pad that has 6 vehicles on it. They're in a 2x2 formation.
Uh, 3x2 formation?
Yes, I'm sorry, it is a 3x2 formation. You are correct.
Alright, contact.
Alright, I want you to find the southeast most vehicle.
Contact.
And which way is that vehicle facing?
Looks like it's facing southeast.
Can you TDC depress for me, please? Copy. Okay, so one thing we're going to do is a correlation phase, and the facing of the vehicle is one way to do that. But if you wanted to be like super sure because there are so many vehicles down there that are similar, you could say something to the effect of, I have the southeastmost vehicle. It is facing south. There is one vehicle to the east of it and one vehicle to the north. And that way it would really distinguish which vehicle of those 6 it is. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to push out 8 miles to the north, maintaining your altitude. I want you to come in from the north. Now, when a JTAC says in from the north, that means, or any cardinal direction, you have a 45-degree window to make that attack. But just try to make it as close to 180 as you can, and then call in with your heading, and then I will give you clearance on your final in. So you just literally go out 8 miles to the north, turn in, and say in with your heading. Any questions on that?
I think I got it. Two is in from the north.
Give me your heading, please.
About 165.
Cleared hot. So here I'm looking to see if he notices the vehicle blown up next to it. I think I've only had one person do that. Good effects on target. I want you to go ahead and take out the target directly north of your last shack.
Capture. Re-attack from the north.
Yep, and can you describe that vehicle to me in its orientation?
Stand by mast. Target looks to be a Scud launcher in a pack of 6 vehicles, 2 destroyed. It is the northeasternmost target.
That is your target. So yep, just push out to the north just like you did before. And so for anyone watching the stream, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow up this next vehicle. Typically the mistake that happens here is people forget to rearm the laser, which I cheat because I have wind wing panels and that laser button stays up. You have to actually pull it back down, which I never remember to do, so it's always on for me, I cheat. And then for the next two, we're going to do one with a 3-digit grid, and then we're going to do an 8-digit grid, which always trips people up a little bit because you have to enter a 0 after each 4 of the digits on a grid in the Hornet. I still double check that my laser is on. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when, I need to add this to the briefing because I just do this automatically. When you're dropping a weapon, you can go up to 350 knots just to get it some kinetic energy.
Got it. Yeah, I was a little hot just because I was pushing around the circle faster anyways.
Yeah, it's my error. I should have mentioned that. Alright, so we gotta find him a target and get him a grid.
Two is in from the north, 180.
Cleared hot.
Pickle. No splash. Not sure what went wrong there.
Did you forget to rearm your laser?
It's set up in the jet.
Okay. Well, go ahead and get back in the overhead. Again, maintaining 6 to 8 miles out. And let me know when you're established and you're ready for a grid.
Repeat last.
Go ahead and get back into the overhead. So at your F-Pass endurance speed, 6 to 8 miles out at Angels 21, and then let me know when you're ready to give you a grid. I'm always checking to make sure they maintain altitude.
Set.
Okay, grid is as follows: 37 Sierra, Bravo Tango, 410073, elevation 2381 feet.
Bravo Tango 410073, 2381 feet.
Readback's correct. Just let me know when you have contact. So this is intentionally designed to have to walk on or talk on a little bit more because the 6-digit grid.
Contact on a taxiway. It's like a Su-25 parked west.
It's a much smaller accuracy level. Copy. Around that Su-25, is it the only Su-25 down there, or are there others?
Looks like there are additional Su-25s further down the parking area to the northeast.
Copy. I want you to take the westmost Su-25. That will be your target.
Alright, capture Su-25.
Okay, push back out to the north. For this last one, we'll give him a 8-digit grid. See if he enters that correctly, and then we'll actually do a simultaneous attack. I'll get on his wing and do a little bit more teamwork, which is what we really enjoy. So let's find our last target here. We're thinking about some helicopters.
Two is in from the north, 160.
Cleared hot. For anyone that doesn't know, the diamond is where I'm looking, the staple is where my data link is showing my wingman is looking. So I can tell he's on target. Good check. Go ahead and get back into the overhead and let me know when you're ready. I have one more grid for you.
Ready to copy?
Grid is 37 Sierra. Sorry, grid is 37 Sierra Bravo Tango 4209 0723. Elevation is 2351 feet.
Say again?
The grid is 37 Sierra Bravo Tango 4209 0723. Elevation is 2351 feet.
Bravo Tango 4209 0724, elevation 2351 feet.
Correction on the last four is 0723.
0723.
Typically people aren't used to entering in the 0 after each of those four, so it'd be 42090 07230. And so it's not something they typically do, but a lot of JTACs give it to you in an 8-digit grid. Because the Hornet only lets you do a 3 or a 10. So an 8's a little bit of an enigma. And let me know when you have contact.
Alright, contact. Looks like a parking space. I got a couple different helicopters here. Looks like Mi-24s and Mi-8s.
A-firm, if you look outside the jet, can you see your diamond?
Yep.
Okay, do you see that staple near your diamond?
I see them co-located.
That staple is what I'm looking at, the diamond is what you're looking at. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Yep, copy.
Alright, I want you to take the one I was looking at. I'm going to have the one next to it. Go ahead and push out back to the north. 8 miles.
I don't have sufficient resolution here to tell exactly which one you're looking at versus me. They're co-located. I can't tell.
Yeah, firm. In that patch where there's 2, so there's 2 down there you should see, I'm going to be taking the one that's on the west side.
Alright, so we got the taxiway coming up the runway. On the south side of that, there are 5, looks like 6 parked helicopters. I'm attacking the second from the east.
That is correct, and I'm attacking third.
Copy.
And if you look off to your right, you'll see I'm here with you. We're going to do this simultaneous. Don't worry about flying with me, just fly how you need to. But we're going to do a little bit of teamwork here and shack those both at the same time.
Copy. Good night. Twos in from the north, 150.
Third hot.
Pick up.
2 1 away as well.
Alright, slash my target.
Yep, same. Okay, do you see me on your right side here?
Visual.
Right, I'm going to go ahead and push in front. You may want to slide to my outside. We're going to be making a left-hand turn to go to 240.
2.
Flight fence out.
Say again?
Fence out.
Two.
Okay, so we're going to be going back to waypoint 0. If you set your course line for 044, that should line you up with the runway. You're going to follow me in. We're going to do an overhead brake. You ever done an overhead brake before?
Yep.
So we do an overhead brake, just to be clear, because we've had some differences. I'm going to go into the brake. When I go into the brake, I am off the throttle. I am on the speed brake. I am rolling left, and I'm pulling about 1% G for speed. So if I was at 300 knots, I'd be pulling 3 Gs. Does that make sense?
2.
I'm just going to head us on the reciprocal a bit here. I think it's a nice slow in. What's your fuel state?
6.8.
And go ahead and go echelon left.
Is it parade distance by default?
That's a good question. I think it's more of a TTP. I would say let's go cruise by default. I don't need parade here. We'll do parade when we get within about 5 miles of the airfield. I mean, I think flight lead could dictate whatever. I don't have any need for us to be in parade, so I'm not going to put us there. You know what I mean?
Well, looks good for YouTube, right?
If you didn't notice, I could probably do a lot of videos that would be more popular on YouTube. I do the things that we enjoy as a squadron, and as one of our guys said, it's kind of a niche within a niche. And so people like it or don't. I really don't do things just for YouTube, though I do like sharing what we do, if that makes any sense.
Totally.
Okay, I'm going to start to descend us. We're going to make a left-hand turn. Now, as a flight lead, my responsibility is to try to make a smooth flight for you. One way I do that is I don't go under 75 RPM when we're descending. That should prevent you from having to use your speed brake. Another danger that can happen is if you set your auto throttle, it'll set you to idle trying to maintain that speed versus just providing a smooth flight.
Yep.
I actually like this descent. We descend down into this canyon over here and get to fly right into the canyon down to the airfield.
Nice.
We do most of our stuff from the boat. I'm actually pretty terrible at like understanding airfields. We have a training coming up where we're going to start doing some stuff off of NTTR that's a little more complicated and has some special areas and whatnot, but 99% of the time we're off the boat.
I mean, if you're going to fly on the land all the time, why not fly the F-16, right?
I mean, hey, do what you want, what's comfortable. I just like trapping on the boat, man. It's fun to me.
Yep, agreed.
I love it. We've had times we've had a very busy pattern, lots of jets in low holding, or in case 3 in the stack, and being able to work that properly and do all of those things and watch how the pattern works under zip lip in case 1. I don't know, it just dumb things like that make me happy.
Yep, makes sense to me.
But it's not for everyone. I mean, it takes a lot of understanding to get to that level and a lot of practice to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
And then doing it in front of all your friends. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Especially when you bolter the 3rd time.
I still think the pressure of having built a mission and the mission not working out is a little bit worse, but yeah, relatable.
Yeah, we have some great mission builders here, and every so often little things happen, but usually they run smooth. I think there's a lot of experience and time that takes as well. Alright, don't do it yet. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. We're going to roll out onto the course line here, and then I'm going to have you go onto my right when we're done turning. It's just easier as a wingman for you to be on the outside than the inside of a turn. And then if you put your carrier hook in bypass, it won't flash at you in your HUD when you don't have your hook down.
Just ignore it.
That too. Alright, when you're comfortable, go ahead and slide echelon right.
Altitude.
Alright, I'm going to speed us up to 350 knots. And then when you're comfortable, go ahead and get into parade. And then we'll do a 5-second delay. So I'll go and then 5 seconds later you can go. I use the clock in the bottom left of my HUD. Oh, and then dirty up when you hit 250. Might want to offset right a little bit. I think you're a little bit close.
Yeah, gotcha.
Probably just a difference in the brake. I'll go ahead and turn in. Oh, and don't forget to have your anti-skid on.
Yeah, it's on.
Us boat boys, sometimes we forget that one.
I think because it's hot start, we get it for free.
Yeah, we don't usually do hot start either, but just to keep things simple. Leads clearly active. Oh, there you are.
And 2.
So we'll go park and then we'll debrief.
Sounds good.
Place wheel chocks. Alright, let's jump out and we'll go into tack view.
Sounds good.
Okay, can you hear me here?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Alright, man, what did you think?
Fun.
I'm sorry, you said fun?
Yeah.
I enjoy that style of teamwork. Obviously, if we're going to work with one of our JTACs or whatnot, it's at a higher level. And so it's more difficult, but then there's a bigger reward for more teamwork, which I enjoy.
Yeah, definitely makes sense.
Yeah. So it's all about what you enjoy. So we'll just talk about this a little bit here. We'll go through it. Pretty basic, just a little 10-second separation. Formed up pretty decent. Had some struggles when we had you change channels. That's absolutely normal, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you don't do that very often.
I had a binding issue that I need to sort out, but other than that, it was okay.
Yeah. So the whole purpose is when we're flying parade, sometimes you do basic stuff like changing channels. But note, I didn't have you do the more complicated thing of fencing in until we were in the other formation, which gives you more distance and space to make decisions, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So then we turn in. I asked you at, I think, 18 miles to go to Angels 21, which you did. We separated off by altitude and got into our block. We had the first target talked onto. I sent you north. I felt like that went pretty smooth. I certainly didn't expect you to think about or know about talking about a correlation phase the way we did, simply because oftentimes, especially, close air support or whatever, you are in close proximity. You want to make sure we're going to hit the thing we want to hit and not hit the things we don't want to hit, right?
Yep, makes sense.
And while an enemy is an enemy, you could have a target priority list that the JTAC or whoever you're working with has got from a ground commander, and he could say, hey, I want those rocket artillery. Those are the number one priority because they can reach out and touch my troops. I don't care about those tanks. They're too far away to be an issue right now. So the ordnance being used properly and efficiently is also where that comes from, right?
Yep.
So I make a drop. You did. No problem. Hit just fine. I am curious what happened on the second one here.
Yeah, I'm curious if you watch it. Did it? So it guided. Okay, yeah. I didn't arm that
You
pylon.
didn't fuse it.
I've been flying too much 15, where you could just set up the whole program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't check it, but I did reconfirm it before the next pass, so the next one fuses. Whoops.
Got it. Okay.
Well, he has a GBU 12 size dent in the scud now, so at least there's that.
Yeah, and he needs to change his underwear. So, gave you the first grid. It's a little bit of a tricky thing. A 6-digit grid is only accurate to 100 meters, right? Whereas an 8 digits to 10 meters. So it requires us to do a little bit of a talk on. Oftentimes when we're working with folks, they'll only give us a 6-digit grid. But we were able to orient, hey, are there other jets like that? Yes, there are. Which one am I attacking? Perfect. So I thought that went pretty straightforward. Yeah, I dropped my bomb on one first, which I don't know if you can't see them here.
Yeah, if they're statics, then...
Yeah, they might be statics. I can't remember if they are or not.
Just DCS things.
Yeah, DCS things. That's a term we use too often. Okay. So I went farther than I thought. Okay. So we both dropped on those. I gave you an 8-digit, and then I formed up with you.
Yep.
And I forget, did we talk about an 8-digit grid when we were discussing stuff the other day?
I think you just mentioned 6-digit and 10-digit, and I can do math. I figured it out.
Yeah. Well, you just have to add the 0 to the end, right?
Yeah, so, exactly. Yeah.
But that's just a little. It's a little tiny enigma. But if you don't know, you don't know, right?
Yep, definitely.
And the reason I like doing this is sometimes we do simultaneous attacks, and I like teamwork. I actually recently added this to the fan flight because imagine if we were in a situation and we need to take out 2 things at once. Look at that. I mean, our bombs hit 05 and 06.
Yeah.
right? And the formation basically does that. We can get into those kind of things later, but I didn't want you to have to fly off of me. I flew off of you. And
I appreciated the sneaking up and forming up with me without calling it out, and just coming over the radio saying, "Hey, I'm on your right wing."
well, I do it because I think it takes the teamwork in this fam flight kind of to a little bit of another level.
Oh, totally.
And then
like it completely makes sense. And it's I don't know, it's a fun reminder of like, hey, like I'm the one learning things right now, and I'm like feeling pretty task saturated. Meanwhile, you're the one that's sneaking up on me and forming up while also, talking me through the rest of it. So that's fun.
I might be using that to my advantage in that moment. Yes, that's true. But it comes down to that last bit of teamwork. We've been doing teamwork, and we're stepping it up each time. Hey, we're just doing a talk on. I give you a second one because I feel like that's easy and lets you just kind of get into the flow a little bit more. Then we step it up to, a couple of grids, and then we do this together. But I don't have you fly off me. I do it off of you to take the harder load. You can just focus on you. But we still got to do that little bit of teamwork, which that's what I like. You know what I mean?
Yep. For sure.
Without the community we have or flying with people, DCS would be absolutely dead to me.
Yep. Agreed.
So, it also conveniently works out for getting the heck out of here because we're already formed up.
Yep.
So we do a nice kind of slow, steady turn in. Just a straight up descent. You got pretty good in parade again. We can tighten those things up. Not really stressed about it right now at all. I am curious did you pull? You pulled pretty hard. You pulled, I'm guessing a couple of G's. I'm pulling like 1.8, 2. Yeah, you probably just pulled a little bit harder.
I think I was a little hot on that.
Yeah. Did you have your speed brake on?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's not
that might be another part of it as well. Just that like I've been doing without speed brake recently.
Got it. Yeah. It's just how we do it. I don't know if there's a right or a wrong. It's probably a procedural thing that you can do within a squadron. But I looked on the essay page. I was like, hey, we're a little close. Have you offset, and then I can just turn in, right?
Yep. Yeah.
But
I had visual on you at the 90 on my turn, but I lost it somewhere, in the like 120 or so, and so I was just slowing down and looking for you when you called check right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But again, it's something to work on. Flying with new people, there's always little nuances and differences.
Totally.
We landed safely and turned. So my first question to you is, do you have any questions about this fam flight?
No, it's pretty straightforward, as long as I remembered to fuse my bombs.
Yeah. I mean, I try to make it enough to see if you are like for an example, when we're coming into the target, I don't know if you noticed, but I told you, hey, at 18 miles, descend, and I never shut up after that, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing if I can distract you a little bit.
Yeah.
It really tells me if you're ahead of the jet or not. And again, it's not a judgment. It's just me understanding where you are and not doing a lot of teamwork. I would be surprised if you were ahead of the jet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So, nice. What did you like about this flight?
It's I don't know, like it's a pretty run of the mill. Like I liked the talk on. The talk on was fun. Like normally when I'm doing flights, there's a little bit less coordination as far as which specific target are you going after, and like what direction are you coming in from. So like that aspect of it, the terminology pieces, like I think that's fun. But yeah.
And that gets more critical, like in the real world, ordnance, if they tend to screw up, sometimes they'll fall short. And they want to, have it drop the ordnance in a way that the frag pattern isn't going to jeopardize some friendlies, right? So there's reasons for that. We get into it. Anything that you thought I could do better to help you with as a new fan flight? Because I want to learn and improve. My job is not to make this difficult. My job is to learn each other and just do a little teamwork. That's the only real goal, right?
Yeah, I think like one thing was it might have been helpful to ask. I'm trying to remember which specific. Like you were walking me through, I don't know, one of the MFD pages, and I didn't even pay attention because I knew what page that was and what to do. So like just having a little bit better sense of like, hey, stop me and ask if you have a question or something like that. But otherwise, just say like, yeah, fence in or whatever.
And that's fair. That's actually something that we take pretty significantly here. One of the early times when I was doing close air support with one of our JTACs, he used the term IDF, and I don't know why in the moment it just made no sense. So I just said, hey, I don't know IDF, and he said indirect fires. All of a sudden, I had to go from being lost to back on page, and with a couple of quick words, we're back in sync. So
right.
I probably should put that in the brief. If you don't know, ask questions. Let's do that because, I can't teach you to fly the jet in real time, but there could be one little simple thing I could do that could help, right?
Yep.
Nope, that's fair. So, from my perspective, I think you did great. It's obvious that you know the jet well enough to do what we're doing. There's probably a lot of things that we would get into that may be things you haven't, or maybe you know the jet better. If you like this kind of teamwork and you feel you want to take this to the deeper level, like we've probably shown in some of our videos and whatnot, then I think this might be a place where you could enjoy and spend some more time. Obviously, the amount of time you put in kind of dictates that result. You can't probably learn all the things in flying once or twice a month. We don't have a minimum, but we do a lot of things that are hard that require a bit more work. So that's kind of a self-directed sort of deal. People will be here to teach and work with you, but no one's going to come screaming for you to come fly and train. Though I do heard the cats say, "Hey, are you going to make it tonight?" But you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Makes sense.
So, if this interests you, I'd happily make you a candidate, and we could go forward.
Cool. Sounds good.
Great. Well, I'll go ahead and get that set up. I appreciate people for watching the stream. Again, this is One Actual. I am Callie. It's been a fan flight with another member we're going to be working with. If you want to see more close air support or air intercept control or some of the things we do with our SMEs, go ahead and subscribe or like, comment, ask questions, and we'll see you next time.